What's going on, guys? It's Chev, and it is finally time. Nearly 2 years after release and over a year since the Shadow of the Erdtree picture/information ended up dropping about the game, we finally, in 30 seconds here, will see the first gameplay trailer of Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. This is one of, if not the most anticipated DLC in a very, very long time. I mean, well over 10 years, probably longer for me, personally. Elden Ring is one of the largest series that were ever on my channel. Just looking at it, even looking at the analytics, it was still one of the most, if not the largest thing that people have searched on the channel, and it is finally time to watch this. I'm shutting up and watching.
Peggy 16.
Oh shit.
Pure and radiant, he wields love to shrive clean the hearts of
We're
men.
in Moogs Palace. Yep. There's Mola. Current day.
There is nothing more terrifying.
I'm actually nervous, dude. You don't understand. There's the environment from the picture. And there's either that primordial tree or a death root tree or
In
something.
that forsaken place, blood must spill. Blood of your fellows. The Erdtree faithful.
Holy fuck, the environments look insane. Pots.
They were never saints. They just happened to be on the losing side of a war.
Oh my! Oh no. Oh, we got more things that suck on us. Great. Wait. Okay, that's horrifying. I thought that it was like a former Sarosh head.
Mother, wouldst thou truly lordship sanction in one so bereft of light?
I don't recognize any of these people at all. What the fuck? Is that melee combat?
Presume you, too, are keen to know
Kicks and shit.
just what kind Mikola is doing here.
There is so much more new shit than I was expecting. An insane amount of enemies.
Of the race of gold shadow meet death in the embrace of Mesmer's flame.
Mesmer's
Come
flame.
now. Touch the withered arm and travel to the realm of
I told you, I knew that was the access point.
far behind. May we meet again.
Holy fucking shit, this looks ridiculous. There's so much happening. I don't even know what to even begin talking about. Mikola. That's all we saw of him. Fuck! So I assume this person here is Mesmer? I could be wrong, you know? It's a name that I heard, though. Yeah, Mesmer the Impaler. This design looks insane. Their limbs are, like, kind of resembling the red snake that's going around their body because of how skinny they are. Yeah, okay, so the rumor was true. June 21st. Fuck! It's exactly 4 months away from today. I was really hoping that we would get some kind of... there were rumors and investor calls and things like that. They were saying things about Q1. They're gonna generate a lot more revenue in Q1 and stuff like that, but June is definitely a little bit further than Q1. So 4 months from now, we will be playing Shadow of the Erdtree, and I mean, just by the looks of all this shit, I mean, in the land of Shadow, Mikola awaits the return of his promised lord. I'm watching again in 4K. Now, okay, so this was the original spot. This is Moogs Palace. So this is where you end up fighting, you know, Moog, the actual dude that ended up kidnapping Mikola and ended up putting them in this state. And at the end of the trailer, they say, touch the hand and enter the realm of Shadow. So So this access point is pretty deep into the game. Now, given you can get to Moogs Palace pretty early into the game, but in order to touch this, you need to be able to kill Moog. This to me seems like it's more mid-end slash end game DLC, because I was always curious whether or not I should be like, should I start an entire different playthrough and have a completely different character and then get them up to a specific point, or should I use my end game character that's around like level 125 to 150 or so and go from there? And it seems like this is more of an end game thing, so I'm definitely gonna be playing as one of my characters that are around 125 to 150 or so. That keeps the game still challenging, yet is basically a completed build, but isn't too over leveled to completely trivialize the rest of the game, because I know there's a ton of people out there and their characters are like level 1000. I'm exaggerating, but you get what I'm saying. It sounds like Gideon that's talking at the moment, like he's commentating about it. It sounds like Gideon, but it could be somebody else. He's saying that the love and everything that Miquella shows is terrifying. That Miquella is pure and radiant and wields love to shrive clean the hearts of men. And then he says that it's terrifying.
There is nothing more terrifying.
Yeah, that's interesting. Love is terrifying. Somehow. This area right here is the exact area where we were seeing Miquella in that picture. All of the environment, I noticed, kind of looks very similar in terms of like where everything is in the shadow realm shit. I didn't really get to recognize any of these areas or the way that some of the cliffs are and stuff like that, but maybe other people that are gonna super hyper analyze the ever living shit out of this are gonna be able to pick up a lot more than my first initial watch. But I don't really recognize any areas. It looks like new areas, but it could be a thing where when you touch the shadow thing, it's basically, you can still travel to the same different parts on the map. It's not an entirely new area. It's a different flipped version of the areas that we already know, or like a area that's like back in time in some way. So you could be in Limgrave, like there's current day Limgrave, but then you enter the shadow area and then travel to Limgrave in the shadow area, and it'll look the same, but not exactly. Yeah, looking at this, I mean, the tree is over here. I don't really know if I recognize any of this stuff over here. And we still don't really have an explanation as to what's going on with this tree entirely. Again, I still don't know if this is like the primordial tree, or are we actually sent back in time? Is this all existing at the exact same time that we just couldn't see this entire time? There's still a lot of questions for sure, but it doesn't really matter. I'm so fucking excited to just learn about it. I don't care. So it's odd that the person that spreads love and light and things like that in this world is somehow in a forsaken place of shadow, but it seems like somehow it's not the idea of what you would usually have of Miquella, right? You would usually think that it's like this big beautiful place that's filled with good things, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. Is it forsaken to everybody, or is it only forsaken to these people? And this shot right here, this reminds me of, forgive me, I don't remember her name, but there's this old lady that you can kill inside of a church in Dark Souls 3 that ends up summoning the Dancer of Boreal Valley. I remember it specifically. I remember getting stuck on that boss for such a long time. I remember quitting the game for a while, and then I came back and then I beat it and I felt incredible. This could be another one of those situations again where you could kill whoever this is and some kind of boss might come, or they could just be the boss themselves. Bunch of new weapons. Holy fuck, man. I mean, this is a thing that Elden Ring does really well. All of this shit that you're seeing, you can go there. They just happen to be on the losing side of a war. The Erdtree faithful just happen to be on the losing side of the war.
They were never saints.
They were never saints. These things are probably, I'm assuming that this whole thing is gonna have a lot of status effects like sleep, and just by looking at the potential death route around that tree, don't quote me on that, we still don't really know. I imagine since Miquella has a lot to do with sleep, Saint Trina, all the different names that people have from Miquella, I imagine that this area would have a whole bunch of sleep and death blight. Imagine a lake of rot, but a lake of sleep and death blight. If you fall asleep, you're basically perma-slept and just die. Imagine that shit. I want this shit to be disgustingly hard. Even if it's not, that's fine, but usually the DLC on all of them, all of the Souls games, the DLC has always been a step up. They have never missed. It has always been a step up over the original game in terms of difficulty, quality, design, everything. Yeah, this shit right here looks freaky as fuck. I can't even tell what I'm looking at, but it kind of reminds me in a way of like Godric, with the way that he's like, there's things slumped over him, or like a combination of Morgott and Godric, but this one right here has a lion head similar to the one that that we saw that Godfrey had. He had Sarosh, lion that he had on his back. This is an actual living one, not in spirit form though. Did Godfrey somehow have a connection with Sarosh and somehow had a shadow version of Sarosh on his back? Or is that completely different? I can't tell. So many ideas are just flowing through my head. Take all of the shit I'm saying with a grain of salt. It's also Forsaken as well with all the horns and shit coming out. Crazy ass design right here. This shit looks incredible. I mean, looking at it, oh, it's multiple beings standing on top of each other with a lion head. This design is insane. And then we got this guy, Mesmer.
Wouldst thou truly lordship sanction?
Look at this fucking guy. Incredible design. Basically asking the mother, are they talking about Mikola? So everything we're hearing about Mikola is that it's like love, but the way that we're looking at this, this does not look like a land of love and shit like that. Now the thing is, did Mikola have this light at one point and then Moog messing around with all of the experiments and shit that he was doing on Mikola caused it to be this way? Is this actually happening back in time or right now? I mean, I don't even know. I don't know. Dual wielding these swords here. Got a new move set right there where he dashes off to the side. Look at that shit. Kicking combat.
You too are keen to
Crazy good looking new armor as well. Big ass chunky crossbow. Look at this shit. Presume you two are keen to know just what kind Mikola is doing here. So maybe this isn't Mikola's doing exactly. They're just here somehow. Oh my, look at this shit. This is definitely a cutscene right here with the high quality shit. Looks like it's pulling this kind of sword out. It looks more like some kind of root or branch or something. Those stripped of grace of gold shall all meet death. Fighting Mesmer right here.
Touch the withered arm
and travel to the realm of shadow.
I will not be far behind.
New move right there as well. And that's Melina saying that I won't be far behind you. And then Mikola right there, a shot of them. Looking up at this tree. Holy fuck. I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm probably gonna watch this like 800 more times. I mean, I'm gonna pick up new details every single time I see it. And with a game like this, there's so much information that we don't know other than what they give us. And until we start actually playing the game, we won't really understand the structure of everything. And obviously everyone's just gonna be waiting for Vati new video anyway on all this shit. So we got a Mesmer figure here. Looks incredible, and I'm so surprised that they were able to keep all this shit under wraps and there weren't leaks beforehand. It's actually insane the small amount of leaks that we had before this ended up coming out. Incredible shit. And then again, June 21st, 2024, 4 months away from today. Kinda sucks that it's 4 months away. I was really expecting this to be out by at the latest at the end of April, but that's fine. We'll wait some more. Maybe it's a possibility as well that maybe I'll even just do a different playthrough on Elden Ring before this whole expansion comes out. I mean, I'm calling it a new game, honestly, at this point. With how long we've been waiting and everything, and the sheer size and magnitude of this, I'm expecting this DLC to have at least like 40 plus more extra hours in this. That's not even like the exploration. I mean just 40 hours of figuring out where I need to go and then getting stuck on boss after boss. There's gonna be so much shit to do. It's actually gonna be pretty overwhelming, I think, when I initially get it, but I don't care. This is gonna be incredible. So if you're excited for more Elden Ring in the future, let me know down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this whole thing, any ideas or theories or whatever. I'm so hyped.